let's start our game of Betrayal at the house on the hill. I'm only going to do one playthrough. There's tons of possible scenarios, but they all start the same way. It's just a matter of how they randomize, and you know, it'll give you a chance to watch this getting played, as though there weren't plenty of other options. But you know, I have to do things for completion rather than for any external purpose. So I randomized a bunch of characters. I'm going to play this just like a normal 4-player game of it. And we'll start with Jenny here. Now her speed is 4, so that's how far she can move. We have to find the right little marker. It's here. And we'll head off 1, 2 into there. And we toss aside any tiles that don't apply. So this one applies. Now I can place this however I like. Doesn't really make a difference. The bloody room, it's going to have an item in it. So she pulls an item off. Armor. Anytime you take physical damage, take 1 less point of damage. The item can't be stolen. It also can't be transferred normally. There's some special rules with this one. There's a number of things like that. But that's not something you really want to do. You're playing alone. You don't know if you're giving something to the bad guy, right? Flash Williams. He has a lot of speed. Speed can be really important in some of these. With all that speed, I'm going to just move 1. Actually, I'm going to head off this way. And another ground floor. We found the coal chute. Okay. This is a special instance, which we have to look up. Entering it and moving to the basement landing counts as 1 space of movement. A turn can't end with you in the coal space. You'll always slide down. It doesn't seem to do any damage, but he's walked in here, he discovered it. So that was 1 move. He hasn't hit a card though, so he can keep exploring. And he would like to do that because he has no way out of here. He's stuck on his own now. So we'll go this way too. And he finds servants' quarters. Probably won't need a calculator in this game. Let's put it that way. It's a 4-way. So that's 1, 2. We'll keep going. The organ room. I don't know if it's filled with organs or if it has a musical instrument in it. Looks like a musical instrument. But with these games, you can't tell. So he draws one of these, and this is just an event. It's not something hidden. There's something odd about this room. What is it? It's tickling at the back of your mind. If you want to try to figure it out, you attempt a knowledge roll. Now you get to read the whole card to decide. So you might get an item, or you might lose a sanity. You don't have to do this, and if you fail, if you choose not to, you just throw it aside, and there's no effect. Now, my knowledge is not very good. My sanity is not very good. I would be rolling 3 dice and hoping for a 4 or higher. It's not very likely, but items are pretty cool, so I'm going to do it anyway. Okay. So I got a total of 4, which is what I needed. And now I get an item instead of the event. Things are a little crowded on this table. We get an axe. It's very sharp. You roll an extra die of damage on a might attack when you're using this weapon. You're only allowed 1 weapon in general at a time, so that's fine. That's kind of cool. He doesn't have a lot of might. The other side does. Professor Longfellow with a speed of 4. Well, we don't want to head down the basement. That seems silly. So we'll go here. We found the chapel. which also has an event. If you end your turn here, you gain a sanity, which is cool. And you gain it, it's not recover one. But we see silence. Underground, everything goes silent. Even the sound of breathing is gone. Each explorer in the basement has to attempt a sanity roll. If you have the toy monkey, you roll less dice. So he's got 3 dice in the basement. He rolls a total of 1. He screams a silent scream, take 1 die worth of mental damage. He's going to lose a mental point. Now here's where the game gets kind of painful. I'm going to take it off my knowledge. It doesn't really, yeah, can't do it with one hand. So I'm going to have to pause every time that we have one of these things that affects a stat. We're up to the little girl. Now, the first time I played this, I was really kind of into it. More of a role-playing aspect to it, so I looked at her, and I mentioned this before, said, oh, she's into medicine, she's going to be looking for drugs, you know, whatever. So I kind of guided decisions based on stuff like that, for whatever it was worth. Things are pretty cluttered here. It's not bad to be near people, though, so we're going to keep going in this direction. And we find the charred room. Now, this has a bird on it. And it's possible that you might have doors that don't align, in which case you can't pass through them. But you've got to try to set it up so they align. This has an omen, which is going to be the first omen check. Holy symbol, a symbol of calm in an unsettling world. Gain 2 sanity, but you lose it if you lose the symbol. Hey, this one slides a little easier. Up to points. Okay, so she's now up to a 5 sanity, but we make a haunt check, which is always going to be 6 dice, and in this case, only a 0 would cause the haunt to happen. I can roll over on these, and that is certainly not a 0. I don't like the amount of noise the dice are making. We're brown to another turn. This is a fairly fast-paced game. I may have trouble playing it at a fast pace, though, simply because, well, I have emotional issues right now. Let's just put it at that. Okay, she's going to continue on in this direction and finds the gardens, and it's kind of cool. They align in a decent way. An event is drawn. Image in the mirror. If you don't have any item cards, this affects the next explorer to your left with an item. Discard it if no explorer has an item. There's an old mirror. Your frightened reflection moves on its own. You realize it's from another time. Your reflection writes in the mirror. This will help, then hands you an item through the mirror. I don't know why you have to have an item card for this to work, but she found some dynamite. The fuse isn't lit. Instead of attacking, you can throw this through a connecting door. And each explorer makes a check on speed to see if they get hurt. Monsters too, right? Yeah. All right, we'll go over to Flash. Flash is on his own, and he's kind of the most interesting character because of that. That's he finds a hallway that gives him 1 move. We'll keep going down. Finds an abandoned room, and this is another omen. And you can see we're already running out of space. It's a madman, a raving, frothing madman. Gain 2 might and lose a sanity, but if you lose him somehow, you lose those advantages, and then there'll be a haunt roll. So he gains 2 might. It's a pretty good trade. It's a pretty good trade in general, but for him, well, his sanities and knowledge are kind of low. The haunt check is at 2, which means a 1 or a 0 would cause a problem. Over to him. Oh, I forgot to give him a sanity. I don't know. I think so. don't see his event. That's the problem. I have 3 events. 1, 2, 3. So he may have actually lost his sanity and gained it. I don't know. I thought it was the organ. He got the organ room. Silence, I think, had to be here. He took a hit, I think, but I thought I took it off. No, I must have taken it off him. His sanity should actually be at even right now. So I had it right, I guess. I could just sit there and gain sanity, but that is not necessarily going to help in terms of winning the game. So with my movement of 4, I'm going to go 1. Now if I go through here, we're getting kind of cluttered, but also I end up, I don't end up stopping because this has already been discovered. So 1, 2, 3 is what I was going to say. But 1, 2, 3, and then I can explore a room here. I'll do it this way because things have gotten kind of cluttered. And now we've got an upper floor room, and I find the vault. The vault is kind of interesting. You can attempt knowledge on a 6 or more. You can open the vault. You're allowed to make 1 die roll right, you know. But I do find a locked safe there as well. Behind a portrait on the wall, there's a safe. You make a knowledge roll for this as well. So this one takes a 6 or more. This takes a 5 or more. I have to find the safe. This is going to be a square chit. Pretty sure I've had this in the game, but I'm not seeing it. There it is. Okay, I'm going to go for the safe. I'm only allowed to do 1 of these rolls at a time. My knowledge is quite good. It's 5. And I just need a 5 or more, and I'll get 2 items. And I didn't have to hunt this down knowing that this was here. I do not get it. I get a 4. I take a die of physical damage, and the safe won't open. It stays there. Luckily, I didn't take any damage. This is an interesting place to hang out, especially for him, because he's pretty smart. You can't use the dynamite to crack the safe with the vault, which kind of a shame. This card stays around nearby so that I can reference it, and that's kind of how you handle that kind of stuff. Okay, we're on the little girl. What is she up to? This way gets closed off too easily. Let's go here. Discard a couple of chits. And we found the kitchen, which is also an omen card. Put that this way. Third omen shows up. This one's a bite. When you draw this card, something bites you. The player to your right makes a might 4 attack against you for the something. This one is basically not a real omen in the sense that it's not a real item. It doesn't give you anything. Okay, so somebody, player to your right or whatever, is going to be rolling 4 dice for a might 4 attack. And this gets to show you what an attack looks like. Okay, it had a total of 1, and Missy there has a might of 3. So she gets 2. Now, if this had been an actual attack from characters, for example, character-to-character combat or monsters, she would have done a point of damage because that's the difference. It doesn't happen that way because this thing just bites you and runs away. So we now make an omen check, and this is the 3rd omen. So it would take a 2 or less. Oh! Well, this is going to be a quick game. That's probably a really strong advantage for whoever the traitor ends up being. Let's find that out. Usually the game wouldn't, usually you get quite a few omens before it triggers. And so more of the house is explored, more cool stuff is in place. Okay, so we just got the bite over in the kitchen. And what we do there is we check bite against kitchen. It's going to be 17. Peter Akimito, he's one of the characters, or the highest knowledge will be the traitor. Okay, well, we have a 5 knowledge here, which is, I think, the highest. So she's not bad. She has a 4. So he's going to be the traitor. And at this point, what I will do is I am going to segment him off over here, shift everybody else down. And the reason, this is just really a mechanical aspect for myself. The reason for this is we'll be starting with her. Even though she's the one who found it, because he's the traitor, the person next in line from him happens. But now we look this up. Now our number was 17, so we can look at it from one side or the other first. Let's look at it from the good guys first, what they think. And you're going to see kind of both, and you'll see the haunts are listed down here. You'll kind of see both aspects of the game at once, which you wouldn't normally see. So normally, these 3 players will be looking at this, bugs. Your friend has been muttering about bugs and blabbers for quite some time. Maybe this house is too much for a troubled explorer to take. Just now you tried to discuss it, but your friend turned and ran from you, yelling something about bug food. Now you hear a loud chittering coming from nearby. It sounds almost like, well, like a giant insect. Maybe you should have been the one thinking about leaving the place. You have a strong feeling it may be a little too late for that. So we take the 2 bug spray tokens, which we have to find. And those are going to be triangles, I think. Oh no, maybe they'll be these. I think I've seen these before, but I gotta find them. So what we have is a couple of 6 of these ingredients. Gardening supplies and vinegar have shown up in the proper rooms, which are known. These other supplies have to be discovered where they would be. And let's see, nitric acid will be in the research laboratory, rat poisoning in the larder, the spray gun in the attic, which probably is up here. The floor wax in the servants' quarters might be up there as well. The vinegar and gardening supplies have been found. Now the way this works, and this is all just this scenario, is you have to get 3 of them together, bring them either to the laboratory or the kitchen, mix them up, and you'll get a bug spray. And then the bug spray gives you a chance to kill the bugs. We don't know where the bugs are yet. They'll be showing up when we look up his events. Beyond that, in order to mix it, you need to make a knowledge roll. If you fail, you get to keep trying. Once you mix up a batch of bug spray, you destroy the 3 tokens that are involved in going into it, and you get the bug spray. You can make up to 2 of these bug sprays because there's 6 tokens total. It's possible the bug spray could be destroyed, and it's possible the ingredients can be destroyed. We don't know how that happens, but if it becomes, what they say is if 4 more ingredients are destroyed, you lose the game because you haven't had any bug. You can't make any bug spray then. It's actually more complex than that, but it's fairly intuitive. If there's no possibility of making bug spray, you lose. And when you attack with the bug spray, you make a speed attack, speed versus speed on the bugs, and if you defeat it, you kill it, and otherwise there's no effect. So you're not going to take damage from the bugs when you spray them. All right, now we look at what the traitor knows about this. And again, these other players have no idea what this is, and that's, you know, one of the disadvantages to playing it solo. But I don't know how much. I know that in one of the scenarios there was a little bit of tension, but I'm pretty sure from this he's going to be going around looking for these items and trying to wreck them. And there are probably going to be bugs attacking me, which will be very obvious very quickly. Oh my. Okay. Humans are so noisy, always blabbering about this or that. Blabber, blabber, blabber. Bugs never blabber. That's why the bugs are your true friends, and they're hungry. Oh, so hungry. Time to feed them. Now, what could they eat? Ah, yes, the blabbers. Your character becomes a traitor. You will get the praying mantis where you are, and I'm going to have to hunt up a lot of these tokens for the different bugs. So he's going to have a praying mantis with them. Insects equal to the number of heroes will go in certain rooms, either now or when the rooms are discovered. Now this is going to be a tricky one because these and the bugs are going to have to be looked up constantly whenever you've discovered new rooms. Most of the scenarios aren't like this. Most of them aren't like there's all kinds of crap all over the place that you don't know about. Here's the different tokens and the different rooms they're in. And remember, there's one of each type, or there's one of each of these in that room for the number of players. So for the number of other players, the heroes, right? Yeah, because he's no longer a hero. So there's going to be 3 of them because we're playing a 4-player game in each. If you can destroy the bug spray, okay, they're trying to make bug spray, so I've known this. They've placed ingredient tokens in the house. Okay, so I know everything they kind of need to. Either 4 of the bug spray ingredients have been destroyed, and the heroes don't have the bug spray, or all the heroes are dead. I think it's more complicated than that. We'll see. No, it doesn't say you can destroy bug spray. So you can carry up to 3 ingredient tokens at a time, or 1 bug spray and no ingredients. You can destroy. Oh, you can. You can destroy any one of these items if you end your turn in the chasm, furnace room, or underground lake. Those are all down in the basement, and cast it to its doom. Now, I might not know this, that those are all going to be down in the basement. Those sound all likely to be in the basement, but it's not a guarantee there. And then I have to find these different bugs and place them where I can. I was misinterpreting this. You only place 1 bug in each of the rooms, and you only place up to the number of characters. You do this as you find. So the centipede's going to be in the junk room. So if the junk room exists, which I do not see it, the centipede would have shown up. He doesn't. He might later. The wasp will be in the attic. We haven't found the attic. The spider will be in the storeroom. We haven't found that. The roach will be in the kitchen. Now, combat-wise, the roach has a lot of might, but no speed. It has sanity. Awesome. And leaving the kitchen while the roach is there counts as 3 spaces of movement. And the beetle will be in the crypt. So most of these don't exist. The praying mantis is fairly potent. And our goal is really, or his goal, is to wipe out the adventurers, probably at this point. He personally is going to maybe be trying to find the stuff. He's got an interesting choice right away, though, which is, hey, work on the adventure or worry about the safe that he could crack and maybe find some interesting stuff in. Like I said, we run over to her turn. I'm going to put some dice on her. Come back in a little bit. I can use a break. So Missy's got a bit of a problem, which is these roaches here. But I can get away from them for now. I'm going to grab this. That doesn't cost me anything. It's my pickup. I have a speed of 5, so 3 of it can be used to leave here, a 4th one, 3 to leave the roaches, a 4th one to get into the next room. And the next room is the patio. We'll position it like that. We're not really worried about the roaches. We're not sure that there's anything in terms of them chasing us or anything. We get an event though. We still play with these. Night view. You see a vision of a ghostly couple walking the grounds, gently, silently strolling in their wedding best. You need a knowledge roll. Her knowledge is a 4, which isn't bad, but she does not succeed. She pulls back in horror, unable to watch, which is okay, I guess. this isn't going to blow up bugs. Bugs are a pain. So Jenny will pick up her stuff. We need to find another thing still. So we're going to keep going out this way. And we find the game room, which has a notable lack of games. We'll put it this way, because there are problems if you start going into there. That's got an event in it. No, those are antlers, not some kind of item or something. Disquieting sounds, a baby's cry, lost and abandoned, a scream, a crack of breaking glass. Roll 6 dice. If you roll equal to or more than the number of omens, you gain a sanity that have been revealed. So we have 3 omens. We roll equal to or greater than, so Jenny here is going to get a point of sanity. And I don't know if she's up 1. Again, this tool, this means of demonstrating the points, it doesn't work very well. I probably should be using cubes or something. I haven't broken down and not used the game components for this, but yeah, they probably are insufficient for the task. Over to him. Now, these are not rooms, I don't think, that anything was in. The game room. We've got to kind of look, but there's sort of a sense to it all, right? You know, so I'm pretty sure the game room's not going to contain any of the poisons. It might have bugs, though, for all I know. Go over to him. He's probably looking for the laboratory. Or something else, like a way out of this. He'll go up this way. Finds the furnace room. That's one of the interesting rooms. Got to place it this way. If you end your turn here, you take a point of physical damage, and that's going to happen to him. He draws an omen, even though a mangy dog is friendly, at least you hope it is. You gain a might and a sanity, but you lose them if you lose the dog. You can send this to an explored space using doors and stairs, and then return. And it can pick up, carry, and drop an item before it returns. We don't have to worry about the haunt roll, but we do get a might and a sanity, which, Jesus, I have no idea where he's at. I think he's up 1. Because I can't see what would have given him more. This looks like it's either 1 or 2. There's a might, and actually I don't think he's gained any, but I can't do this with 1 hand. He's up 2 for the madman. Now the furnace room is one of the interesting rooms. It's not in here. I think it was one of them. Larder, research lab, attic, servants' quarters, kitchen, gardens. Yeah, no. It would be nice if these things told you where they were found on the back. Instead, they're double printed with the same words on them. If they're used in another scenario, that's fine. But this is not good. And now, I actually lose that point of might that I just gained and have to undo it. Our baddie. He has the praying mantis, which has a speed of 4. The way speed works for monsters is that they roll dice for it. I don't do this yet, but I'm trying to decide my turn. So 1, 2. I'm probably not going to be able to make it to anyone, but I might be able to cause some problems with the mantis. I don't see much value to me poking through the materials here. I'm interested in the building, in the adventure itself. So we'll see. This doesn't look promising. If you see the card, you might say, oh, I'm not interested in this because it's probably not the room I'm looking for. So that's 2. I'll keep going this way for 3. And that's going to be an event. Mystic Slide. If you're in the basement, this event affects the next explorer. Otherwise, you put the slide token in this room, and you attempt a might roll to use the slide. I think I have to use it. So now I look for that piece. It should be square. We've used it, so. And there's no easy way to, you know, prepare your game for these pieces. The slide token. Okay, now, on later turns you can attempt to use the slide, but he's going to be using his might, which is only 3. He gets 3 successes. He draws tiles from the room stack until he gets a basement room, and then he has to place it in the basement. You fall to that room and take a die of physical damage. If it's not your turn, you don't draw a card for that room. So I get to place this somewhere. This is the research lab. This is important. So I found one of the places. Now I want to be far, far, I think, from these monsters who are trying to attack. Okay, so I went 1, 2, 3. I fall. I take a die of physical damage, which is going to be 1 hit. I'll take that on might. Okay. And something's in the basement. Research lab. Interestingly, there's not a monster in the research lab. There's one in the roaches are in the kitchen to prevent you from being able to use the kitchen to build stuff, presumably. But now, what about the stuff? The research lab is the nitric acid. I will pick that up. And where did I go? Let me see about destroying. I can destroy if I end in the chasm, furnace room, or underground. Like that's where it was. Okay, I'm gonna keep moving though. I can pick things up as I move. So 1, 2, 3, fall. I don't think that cost me a move. So what did I say? 1, 2, 3, fall. My speed is 4. So I'll go out this way for 4. I find the wine cellar. There's a possible item there. I'll put this up here so I know what the slide does. Smelling salts. If the explorer's knowledge is below its starting value, you can raise by using smelling salts. Well, my knowledge has not dropped, so I'll hold on to that. It could be useful at some point. That's another time around. Not quite. I get to move my monsters. Now, so far, I only have 1 mobile monster, which is the praying mantis. And we looked that up here. And that has a speed of 4. So I roll 4. And I get only 3 movement off of it. 1, 2, 3. And we'll go try to, cope with and kill off some of the adventurers. That's not likely. I think I'm more likely to be able. I don't know. This looks like an iffy one for the trader because he's not very potent in combat and hasn't found anything that can do it. But with the quick jump on people, he might be able to prevent them from getting bug spray, and that would do him some good. But really all he has monster-wise is that praying mantis right now. Let's go back to Jenny, or Missy. But I gotta swap batteries. Okay. So she's worried about the mantis, probably wants to get close to another adventurer. One of the problems is, we're pretty sure there are things in the attic. So let's look at where we're looking at. Research lab, larder, attic, servants' quarters. I think we need to go upstairs, and this is a problem because there's a praying mantis in our way right now. So she's got a speed of, wow, 5. 1, 2, 3. I don't remember the rules on giving and taking. Let's put that 3 here so I remember. Basically, I don't know if she has to give or if she can take something during a turn. You can only give to another person during your turn. Well, I will give her the vinegar at 3. We want to go up at 4. And we find the conservatory. Okay. Here you start seeing. I usually play this on the floor because it really does have a tendency to eat up a lot of space. In there, we get an event. Smoke! Smoke billows around you. You cough, wiping away tears. Put the smoke token there. It blocks line of sight from adjacent rooms, and an explorer rolls 2 fewer dice on all trait rolls while in this room. Okay. So now that'll remind me of what's going on there. And I've kind of reached a dead end here. I was hoping to be able to slip around this way. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. Now I go to Jenny. I don't ever talk about Flash here. Darren. I don't know. Somehow it's easier for me to just deal with female names, huh? I don't know why. Oh, we found the library. The library. Okay, library. I think I want to head back this way with it because I think doubling around there is going to be awfully tough. And this is an event, and it also gives you a knowledge if you end your turn, which she has to. Creepy crawly is 1,000 bugs. No shit. You must attempt a sanity roll. Her sanity starts out at, or is 4 now. She did not do too well, so she loses a point of that sanity. And we need hands. Really just that I like females better. I mean, face it. Okay. Does he want to go charging after the professor? Oh, the professor ended his turn here. He destroyed the the nitric acid. So that's 1 down. We're not making 2 bug things. We're making at most 1. I'll put that over here. Keep it further away. Well, I have to think about the places. I think I have to find my way up more than anything else. I don't think there's a particular advantage to me trying to deal with him. He may want to kill me, but if I kill him, well, if I kill him, that reduces it to just the bugs. You know what? I'm going to go after him. I've got a speed of 6. There's no door here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't quite reach him. I'm going to jump over here to get an exploration. I find the mystic elevator. Okay, the first time you go in here, it's kind of automatic. You end up somewhere at random. Which could be good, I mean. The tile moves as soon as you enter it. Roll 2 dice and put the adjacent to the connecting door on the appropriate floor. So I rolled a 2. It's going to be on the ground floor. Jeez. I really don't like this. I don't like where I'm ending up. This is not what I wanted. But I guess we'll put it here and let her try to move them again. I don't know. I don't see a good answer to this, but whatever. At least she's got this stuff, so that could be useful. And that was not a card, but that was all my movement, so I can't go coming out. That says we go to the professor. Now the professor thinks he's found... Oh, he could not destroy that. He has to find certain rooms to destroy things. Okay, well, that's what he's going to go about doing. I get to reshuffle the pile of cards. Right, let's see what he finds here. Oh, he doesn't find that. He finds this one, which is the catacombs. Uh-oh. You can attempt a sanity roll to cross. If you fail, you stop moving. But first, he has to deal with an omen and stop anyway. There's a girl trapped alone. You free her. Gain a sanity and a knowledge, and you get to kind of carry her around. Yeah. And now I've got my buddies. 4 dice of movement. I don't know if we found any of these other rooms. Let's see. Junk room, attic, storeroom, kitchen, crypt. I don't think so. That's 6 movement, jeez. Alright, the praying mantis is going to light somebody's day up. 1, 2, 3. It can't pick stuff up. That's the problem. We'll go pick on the little girl. That smoke has an interesting effect. All explorers roll less dice while they're in there. Okay, so the praying mantis really wants to beat up on her there. So the praying mantis is going to launch an attack. It has to use might. So it's got 5 dice of might, and she'll be reacting with her own 3 dice. So that's its result. But she's using 2 dice less, is that what I said? Yeah, so she only uses 1 die in response. So she could be in a lot of trouble here. So she takes 4 hits. I don't want my speed going down, but my might is what keeps me alive here. I don't know if I can outrun that thing. This is kind of a problem. I gotta figure my 4 hits. 1, I can only take 2 might max, so I'll take 2 might and 2 speed, except that's not the character. Okay. I can take 3 might and 1 speed, I guess. None of this stuff helps me if I had the armor. Brings it back around to her. At this point, she only has 4 speed. I want to get out of there. 1, 2. Oh, don't leave me behind. Shit. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, if she runs to the mystic elevator, that triggers it. And then we lose the other character. And that could be bad. Didn't go anywhere exciting. She gets to go 1 into the elevator. We're going to use it. We get a roll of 2, which is ground floor. Well, there aren't a lot of good options here. 1. What's her speed? 4. 2, 3, 4. At least we're gathering. And now Speedy Gonzalez here. You know what? We're going to give Speedy these items. 1, 2. He has a speed of 6. 3, 4, 5, and into a new room. There are interesting things on the upper floor according to this scenario. So, but I didn't find them. I found a balcony. With a spear, pulsating with power, roll 2 extra dice in combat. Now this is a problem. Now I have 2 weapons. I probably want to give one to someone else when I get a chance. And now we're to our friendly bad guy, who Doesn't know if destroying this makes sense, but exploring the basement is important anyway, because I don't have a way out of there. The way that that Flash got out of here was taking the Mystic Elevator. Well, that's not down here anymore. So we'll just keep going. And we find the storeroom, which is one of the specials. Okay. The storeroom. Maybe I'm wrong. Storeroom has a spider in it. That'll be helpful. But I also have an item to look at. Spider is the super bad guy in this because he's got a might of 6. And I get an item, which I probably don't need. It's a candle. Make shadows move. If you draw an event card, roll an additional die for that event trait rolls. If you have the bell, book, and candle, you get 2 in each trait. The first time you lose one of these 3 items, you lose 2 from each trait. Yeah. Okay. So the biggie there is I got my spider, so I can send him to go help the mantis, and I get 3 dice of movement. He doesn't have a way up though. This is kind of a problem. He moves 3. This is a dead end, so 1, 2, 3. We don't have anywhere. There are no exits anywhere here, so that makes sense. What about our mantis? Mantis has 4 dice, right? 4 dice of speed. And he's not reduced from the smoke. So he gets 4 movement. 1, 2, 3, 4 will attack someone. We want to try to finish off the little girl, get 1 character out of the way. So we will do so. And that is 5 dice, but she gets her 3 this time. It's only a 3 attack base. Okay, she hits it and stuns it. This is all you can do to a monster is stun it. You can't kill them. In this case, you can kill the bugs with the bug spray. But yeah, so that will be the end of his turn, and we come back around to her. Don't know what to do. I guess we go upstairs because that's where the interesting stuff is likely to be. So she has a speed of 4 now. 1, 2, 3. 4, I guess. I don't know. That mantis is going to be able to catch her. She has a lot of knowledge. Let's go here and try to crack the safe. So she gets 4 dice of knowledge. Gets a 5. She gets 2 items. The safe is now gone. But these might help. Druidic Charm. Gain a speed. If you drop the charm, it can stun all the monsters, and then you lose it. And a puzzle box, once during your turn. So you can only make 1 die roll during your turn for like these optional type things. So she could try to grab items from the puzzle box as well, which is also a knowledge-based roll. This, since I'm there, might be the more reasonable thing, but I'm kind of stuck in a dead end there. The biggie, though, is that I gain a speed, which is kind of important. Any speed here is 4. So 1. It's stunned. She could have run away. 1, 2, 3, to the next room. And we find a bedroom, which is not what we want. And there's a window here, so that's not a door. An event. Image in a mirror. If you don't, didn't we do this? Are there 2 of this? Oh, this is the reverse one. If you don't have any item cards, this affects the next explorer. There's an old mirror in this room. Your frightened reflection moves on its own. You realize this is you from another time. You will need to help your reflection. So you write on the mirror, this will help, and then hand an item. Choose one of your item cards and put it on the item stack, and then shuffle the stack, but gain a knowledge. This stuff is probably less valuable, so I'm going to hand the dynamite off. All right. That's already confused. So we're going to walk in here for 1. We have a speed of 6. Might have 4, might have 5. I can't hand this. Can I? I don't remember if you can trade. See, there's a question of whether omens are items or not. But I think they kind of are. If they don't say you can't trade it, like the madman does. So I'm handing the spear off to her as I go through. 1, 2. I'm going into the next room. And it's the underground lake. Well, that seems a little odd. I'm wondering if this is just a misprint. But we'll live with it. We'll put it facing this way for a number of reasons. Let's see if this is special here. Yeah, I can only have the assumption that that's a misprint on that tile. And what can you do? If they've got problems, they've got problems. And I'm just going to leave it as it is. It doesn't have much effect. Jonah's turn. 2 boys are playing with a wooden top. Would you like a turn, Jonah? No, says Jonah. I want all the turns. Jonah takes the top and hits the other boy in the face. The boy falls. Jonah keeps hitting him and they fade from view. The explorer has the toy monkey or the puzzle box. He discards that item and draws a replacement item for it. You gain a sanity for each discard. Otherwise, you take a die of mental damage. Flash is not the smartest cookie in there. I am going to take that off knowledge as well. The underground lake is an important location. It's got something, doesn't it? Nope. It must be one of the places that he can destroy the ingredients. Oh, speaking of which, he actually doesn't know the locations that the stuff is in. So he doesn't have as much incentive to get out of the basement as he thinks, as I was saying he did. All the same, it's not a good place to be. He wants the exit for that, if he can find it. Okay, so that handled Darren. And now we have our prof. And he has a speed of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's nothing I can do in any of those locations. I can't destroy the acid there. So that's me. This is going to wake up. And the spider gets to move its 3 dice. And it really doesn't have anywhere to go. It only can move 1, which is just peachy because that's where I want him. You know, I'm going to probably go exploring off in this direction. The spider can only go where I've explored, so I can't go exploring new rooms. If I recall correctly. That might be incorrect. Let me look that up. They cannot. All right, and I'm going to put dice over here to remind me whose turn it is, and take another little break. Maybe it's time to load this up. Doesn't look like it's going to end anytime real soon. I can do one more cycle. Let's do another cycle, and then we'll load it, and that'll make up for the break. Okay. Mantis is coming. Movement is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I could head this way. Let's see what we find. I find the gallery. You can choose to fall to the ballroom. If you do, you take a die of physical damage. Well, I don't want to fall. I don't know if the ballroom's here. I do not see it. It's hard to tell with the glare. We get a bird. Bird is the word. Hazy images appear in the glass. Once during your turn after the haunt is revealed, you can attempt a knowledge roll to peer into the crystal ball. This could be very helpful. I could get one of the items that I need. I am going to choose to use the crystal ball instead of the puzzle box. So my knowledge is pretty decent still, at 4. I get a 4, which says I can search through, and I can do this every turn. I can search through a stack of my choice and take a tile or card, shuffle the stack, and place the card on top. That means we have to be able to explore a room with one of these two characters. I think that's very likely. At the very least, he'll be able to explore. So I'm going to look for, I guess in the larger stack of stuff, I'm going to be looking for something here like the attic or the servants' quarters or something. How is this worded? Yeah, I can take, I don't think I have to declare what I'm looking for. It says take a tile or card. On Jenny, she'll go find it. 1, 2. There's a problem with this. I picked the attic. It's a dead end here. But I think I want both. I think I want my characters together. So she'll go there, and she can always drop it. And we find it. The problem is, when exiting, you must attempt a speed roll of 3 or more, or you lose a might. That's a reason she didn't want to go in here. You know what? I'm just going to leave her here. I looked at the tile before. I'm going to leave her there to defend, and Flash is going in there. The attic has the spray gun in it. He can pick that up immediately. He now has 3 of the things. He gets an event. He has the most likelihood to succeed in a speed roll, which is why the lost one. A woman wearing a Civil War dress beckons to you. You fall into a trance. You must attempt knowledge roll. If the result's 5 or more, you break out of and get a knowledge. Otherwise, you roll lots of dice to see where the one leads you, and bad things can happen. Okay. So, knowledge roll. He only has a 2 knowledge. He's not going to get a 5 or more. Nope. It is actually impossible. So now he rolls 3 dice to see what happens. He rolls a 4. He goes to the upper landing. Well, at least I got away. I have finished my movement, however. And that puts me to the evil one. All right. Well, he's going to take his move going this way. He finds the crypt. If you end your turn here, you take a point of mental damage. Now, he can ignore that because he's the bad guy. Or he can choose to interact with it. He doesn't particularly want to. So, first he gets his event. And there's something in the crypt. Bloody vision. The walls of this room are damp with blood. The blood drips from the ceiling, down the walls, over the furniture, and into your shoes. In a blink, it's gone. You must attempt a sanity roll. I don't know if he has to, but with 4 dice, it might be good. We'll go for it. If he gets a 0, he has to attack his own monster, which sucks. Okay, I got a 3. I lose his sanity. I need hands. I can roll an additional die. Let's see if we can get a 1 on this. Yeah, you know what? We succeeded with this. So we actually gain a sanity instead of losing 1. We didn't have to encounter that, but I thought my chances were good no matter what. It has the 3rd of my critters, which is going to be the beetle. I found the roach, the praying mantis is free, and the spider. Now I've got one more critter. Start moving my critters. The beetle is my new one. It has a speed 3 as well as the spider. Wow, I think it's pretty potent too. It's a might 6 as well. Yeah, I have no idea why the spider's a big counter. I guess we want to move here. That's the next exploration. Well, no, there's one in the basement landing. Let's make sure we get a move. We do. The spider's not going to move. The praying mantis has 4 dice. And we're going to go try to beat up on Flash. 4 movement to get to him. Praying mantis has a might of 5. He gets an additional die. So he has a might of 6. I do 3 as the basis on the attack. And the defender does lots, so he stuns the mantis. It's going to be pretty hard. Everybody except for the little girl is pretty tough compared to these bugs. It's really up to him to destroy the stuff, it looks like. The bugs are really just a means to distract them. And the problem is, with 2 bugs in the basement and no way out of the basement yet, it looks like the heroes are going to have a pretty good chance here. Let me load this one up and we'll play out the continuation of it, but we've heard the dice to remember that it's her turn.